Hello everybody, my name is CATCHPHRASES and welcome back to Miss Guess What. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 reasons to love our little angsty baby, who is one of the most angsty babies in the Life is Strange universe, Nathan Prescott. The Prescott family. The Prescott family in which destroyed Arcadia Bay, but not this boy, because this boy has been through a lot. So anyway guys, we're going to be talking about Nathan Prescott. Let's begin the video.
Who's gonna take my picture, huh?
Now, as you guys know, this is gonna be number 10 because Nathan Prescott is and always will be somebody who people totally and completely can't stand. So like I said with Chloe, he is very misunderstood. Now why is he misunderstood? Now look at the boy. The boy has been through hell and back with his family, and people just view him as one of the antagonists of the Life is Strange series. Why? Because he's the type of character where it's like he's hurting these girls. Yes, it's wrong. It's disgusting. It's wrong. But why is he set up to do that? Why is he that way? What is wrong with him? Nathan Prescott is totally misunderstood because he is manipulated. This boy has been manipulated his whole life by his father, Sean Prescott, by Mr. freaking Jeffershit. We all know he's been manipulated by that asshole, but he's misunderstood as the character who is a complete and utter asshole because people think of him that way. But in actuality, he's not. He's not that person. He was brought up to be that person. Your entire life, you were raised by this family that told you how he acts is right. You're gonna grow up thinking that. And yes, people say he's old enough to understand that what is right and what is wrong, but if you have people telling you it's right your whole life, and then you have somebody who becomes a father figure to you telling you that it's right, you're going to continue doing that. So he is completely misunderstood because this boy, he just needs help. He doesn't mean to do what he does. He's lost and confused. And that phone call that he gave Max, this was one of the funny reasons that you guys did pick out, and it was Nathan's floofy poofy hair. Floofy the poofy hair. Now, first of all, guys, do you realize how his hair is? He slicks it back like this. A lot of teenagers do wear their hair like that. But the way Nathan does it, it makes him so adorable because you think, what happens when he doesn't do that? Is his hair curly? Is it like short? Is it really long? Is it messy? What does he do with this? So one of the reasons which I laughed about that you guys did pick was definitely his floofy poofy hair, because literally the kid, like, if he wakes up, does he style it? Does he gel it back? He got gel in that hair. You know Nathan got some gel in his hair. You guys freaking know he puts the gel in his hair because he looks like he is prim and proper when it comes to certain things, or he may have like OCD or something about his hair because it's always perfect. Number 8, Nathan is manipulated. And when I saw this one, I was like, it makes sense to put this in this video. Nathan is manipulated. Now, his whole life, like I was saying before, he's been used, abused, and manipulated by people. And why I loved how the creators of Life is Strange put this in for his character is because in real life, people are manipulated. I've been manipulated. And when I saw what Nathan was going through, it struck freaking home. I don't see that many characters in gaming who were manipulated the way Nathan was by Mr. Jeffershit. You don't see that. And it was such a breath of fresh air to see that. And a lot of you guys said the reason that you do love him is because he is manipulated, because that has that representation. There is that representation there for him. We need more representation like that. We need characters who are manipulated because there's not enough. And when you see that happening, it's sad because why don't you put that in there? It's a strong topic to really discuss, but it's a topic that totally needs to be discussed. Number 7. Now this one I totally agree with because even though it is dark, I do love Nathan's photography style. We have to admit that Nathan is very talented. Now it's not even if you hate him, you have to admit it. Like, he has a talent. And it may be like so like distorted or dark, or like some people may even say that he has this psychological issues are making his photography so dark, but his art speaks for him. Even Max, when she ended up breaking into his dormitory, she admitted, wow, he's an ass, but you gotta admit, this kid does have talent. It's screwed up, but he has his own ways of telling a story through his photography. Now, you could see in his photography, it is a work of art, because he doesn't want to tell people about his problems. He doesn't know how. He even says in the first episode, don't analyze me, I pay people to do that. basically means like these people are paying for it. Like he goes to the psychiatrist, he goes to a therapist to talk about his problems, but he doesn't know how to talk with other people about it. So he uses his art and his photography as a way of communication. And when you look at it, he has a very dark style, and that comes from his heart, and it comes from him being the desperate boy who is crying for help. And I'm getting all teary-eyed here because when you can't express yourself in words or even actions and you're trapped, you gotta express it through some other way or you're gonna feel like you're stuck and no one can help you. So he uses his photography as a way to communicate, and Max starts learning more and more about him through his art and seeing that he's not as bad as he is. It is so screwed up what he does. Again, when he takes the photography and he tried to be like Mr. Jefferson, he tried to be like him. But it's sad because this is the only way he knows how to communicate. It's a source of communication for him. It's a way he can not only express but talk to people. This is his way of saying how he needs help, how he needs people. And people, the only few people who saw it were Vic and Max. Like Max did learn about Nathan towards the end. And it's sad because it happens in real life. So if you ever see somebody who is just like Nathan and they're expressing themselves through their art, and if they're a complete and utter asshole, maybe they're just a complete and utter asshole, but if they're like Nathan and they're going through something like him, reach out to them. Lend a helping hand. Don't force it on them, but be there for them. So yeah, he represents a lot, this character, because I know a lot of people who are like Nathan, and it's sad for them to go through that. So that's just another reason to love him. Number 6. Now this, I completely agree with, because you guys know one of my favorite types of characters are angsty characters. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I'm hysterically laughing here, because you guys said one of the reasons to love him is because he's angry, and he's one of the best angry characters I do know. Now, there's a lot of things to be angry about in life. But Nathan, he's angry about basically everything, and it's great because like you see this and you're like, oh my gosh, I agree with him at times of why he's angry. Even if somebody bumps into him, he's all like, I hate you, get away from me, I want you out of my life. You gotta love characters like that because, again, sometimes their anger is comic relief. Sometimes when they go through that anger and they're so angsty and like, and whiny, and then they complain about everything, sometimes that is like makes you laugh because it's like, we need that. And when you guys said that his anger makes you laugh, I was like, I totally agree. I never thought about it that way because sometimes the anger, when it's like the angsty and angry characters, sometimes they're set up to be comic relief at times. And at times Nathan is funny because of his anger, and you're just like, boy, you're just a teenager, I get it, but boy. Number 5. Now, okay, let's say it like this. What the f ever, or whatever the f, like, that kid comes up with the best flippin' catchphrases imaginable. Like, literally, when he's all like, what the f, and he says it in class, or he says it anywhere, it's like, it becomes such a catchphrase for you to use, just like when Chloe says hella, it becomes a catchphrase, and you're all like, damn, I just want to have a catchphrase like that because it's like, how did you come up with that, boy? How did you come up with that? And the way his voice actor does say it, it's like, it's perfect. It's so much the tone, everything about it has so much angst in it, and it makes me so happy because it's like, boy, it's perfect. That is your catchphrase. And these types of characters, no matter who they are, every character needs their own catchphrase. Not every one, but sometimes when they have it, it's just like, thank you, God. Now, I know I said in Kate's episode of Top 10 Reasons, I said she represents the victim, but also Nathan does. And I know a lot of you will disagree with me, but this is another reason somebody did email me about, and it is so and totally true. Now, he represents the victim of being used and abused by his parents. And he is not only just used and abused, but kind of molded by his parents, kind of brought up by his parents that he is supposed to be a certain way because they were. Or he was put on this pedestal and he was put up to be this character where it's like, you're going to be a puppet. Nathan is a puppet in a master plan of not only the Prescott Foundation, but Mr. Jefferson. Number 3. Now this is going to seem wrong to mention, but somebody did mention it. Now, Nathan's character gives awareness of people who have hurt others. Now, what he did to Chloe, what he did to Rachel, what he did to Kate, and all the other characters, even Max, it's great that Life is Strange made his character like that because it shows us in real life there are people like Nathan. There are people who do that crap that Nathan does, and it is so wrong. So raising awareness about these topics through a character is a great way to do it, because people bond with that character or hate that character or love that character, and they see that, wow, that reminds me of someone in real life, or wow, that actually does happen in real life despite the fact that this is fiction. Number two. Now, number two is definitely going to be how Nathan gives people who are like him hope that they have a better tomorrow. At the end of Life is Strange, if you pick the one where you sacrifice Chloe, you'll see that Nathan is being, like, he's in a cell holding, and he's going to get psychological help. And it gives us hope, not only for us, but it gives us hope for others who are like Nathan, that there are people out there who can care, and there are people who can just show them that it's going to be okay. Nathan Prescott, at the beginning of the story, you think is the antagonist. You think he's the guy who's going to ruin these girls' lives. He's going to ruin everyone's lives. And you think that he's going to be that life ruiner. Towards the end of episode 5, we learn that he's not. He's a character that has remorse. Now, why? Because of the phone call he gave Max.
You have one new message. Message received yesterday at 9 p.m.
Max, it's Nathan. I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Now, when he talked to Max on the phone, he was saying, I'm sorry. I didn't want to hurt Rachel. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I'm sorry. And when characters and even real life and people, when you have remorse and you know you did wrong, that's not a bad person. A bad person is like Mr. Jefferson, somebody who has no remorse at all and says things like, you know what, I'm doing right. I'm doing this for me, who is selfish and wrong and self-centered and just wants to do for their own benefit and doesn't admit that what they did was wrong. Nathan admitted he was wrong. He said sorry. And saying sorry, saying those few words, it shows and goes a lot. It really seriously does, because when you are sorry for something, it means you show remorse. And showing remorse means that you can become a better person, that there is hope for you. And that's what he really does represent. And it was good to see, because we all make mistakes in life. If you're not sorry and you're an asshole like Mr. Jefferson, then we got a problem there, but you know what I'm saying here. Anyway, guys, those are the top 10 reasons to love Nathan Prescott voted by you. Usually I ask you guys to send me some emails, whether that's on Twitter, Tumblr, even on Patreon. I open a Patreon account, and I ask things like, oh, what are your top 10 reasons? So if you ever want to email me, feel free to. This is an open discussion between us. I always answer emails during the weekends or during the week whenever I have time. But I just want to know your guys' reasons to love these characters. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, because, guys, I want to start doing much more content like the top 10 reasons, because I want to spread positivity in every fandom I am a part of. And especially Life is Strange. It means so much to me. Honestly, if you want to support me on Patreon for more content, I want to start like uploading videos every single day if I can, and like having a daily vlog or something, and supporting me on Patreon, it makes it all possible. As always, you stay safe out there, you make mama proud, and as always, Miss Cats, until the next video, embrace your inner fangirl and your inner fanboy every single day.